Get codes everybody, because they will continue with a game called Return to Shironagasu Island. Where were we? Oh, 21, 22. Here we go. I guess you're right. But if that's the case, who's the killer? If it wasn't Giselle, Ikeda, Nanako, and I, there are only two more of us. I'm going to investigate, so please be discreet. Please cooperate with me. Just I want to keep you all safe. Alright, we'll cooperate, if it's really dangerous. Alright, Akira, don't lock your door. I'm going to call Riel now. If anything happens, take Nanako into your room and lock the door. Huh? Could it be her? Do you think that she's the killer? I don't know yet. Right now, we're all suspects. Riel, could you open your door? I'd like to have a word. I'm back. Don't forget stretch, boys. Huh? Actually, I heard everything through my door. I've been in my room this whole time. I don't have any witnesses, so I don't know if I can convince you of that, though. I'm glad that you got straight to the point. Do you remember hearing any noises outside? I think I heard Akira's voice in the hallway once, but nothing else. I might not have heard much because I decided the wind blowing outside. I'm sorry. What are you saying? Ikeda, don't let her fool you. She's trying to make me look suspicious. Calm down, Akira. Riel just said that she heard your voice in the hallway. She didn't say that you were the killer, did she? Although I might be a suspect, Akira doesn't have an alibi either, right? I didn't have time to kill him. The more I think about it, the more certain I am that it has to be you. The killer must have wanted us to quarrel with each other. Whoever killed him is not an amateur. The murder method was a professional assassination technique. They covered his mouth from behind and neatly severed his carotid artery. Carotid? Is it cartoid? But sure, whatever. I can't even trust my memory this time. I'm not even sure what to think anymore. If we don't stay calm, we won't stand a chance. In any case, we should go gather in Akira's room. Giselle, could you call Alex and ask him to come here? Coming to this room by himself should not be too dangerous. Yeah, I will. That's strange. What is it? I can't seem to contact the phone in Mr. Werner's room. All I can hear is a busy tone. What? That's strange. Do you think he was killed also? That's definitely possible. Or he could have been attacked by that monster. I should go and see. So you want the four of us to stay together in a single room? Not knowing who the killer is? It's alright, just wait a few minutes. If Alex is safe, I'll come back immediately. All of you should stand in a corner, face the others, and raise your hands. If one of you lowers her hands, the other should try to constrain her. Easy for you to say. Does that really work? I'll be back in just a few minutes. Considering the circumstances, the killer won't be reckless. Very well, we will do as you say. But Ikeda, please come back as soon as possible. For real, since nobody knows who the killer is. But please come back quickly. I've spoken to everyone on the second floor. That only leaves Alex. There's no time to waste. Alex, it's me. Are you alright? Open up. What's this all of a sudden? You startled me. I was just about to leave my room. Are you alright? Your phone gave a busy signal. My phone? I don't think there's anything wrong with it. What's going on? Did something else happen? I'll tell you about it later. For now, just follow me. Okay. I'll do as you say, but could you tell me what's going on while we're walking? Fine, I'll give you the short version. Jacob has been murdered. We're all gathering in a single room. What? Jacob? The killer struck again? Came to get you because the phone in your room gave a busy signal. I was afraid that the killer had murdered you too. Well, don't say such scary things. Nothing strange has happened since you left. Eek. A blackout. This is bad. We have to go to the room on the second floor right away. Go to the room, you say. It's pitch black and I can't see anything. Eek, don't touch me there. What are you talking about? Huh? Oh, the lights went back on. Huh? Oh, it was just the wall. Silly me. Hey, like I have no time to fool around. Let's head upstairs. What was that sound? Gunfire? Darn, Nanako. Uh-oh. Intense. The hallway looks the same as it did before, but I'm certain that something has happened. I have a very bad feeling about this. Just stay safe. Holy shit. Nanako! No! It wasn't me. You gotta help. What the hell is going on? What happened? What was that gunshot just now? I can see Akira and Giselle covered in blood, and Nanako is holding a knife? What the fuck, dude? Real, where is she? Nanako, what the hell happened here? The light suddenly went off. I heard the sound of something moving and then some gunshots. Before I knew what happened, I had a knife in my hand. But I didn't do this. Help me, Ikana. It's alright. Just give me the knife. Darn, no way. It's all the killer's work. I suddenly hear something moving quickly in the dark. A lukewarm liquid trickles down my back. A soft groan echoes in the dark. Before I realize what is going on, I feel a sharp sting in my side. Seconds later, the pain hits. The world goes dark before my eyes. I try to fight back, but my punches only hit air. A shadow thrusts its knife at me again. I collapse onto the floor. Try to protect myself from the knife lunging at me. I feel the shock of a sharp blade piercing into my chest. I violently spew out blood. The shadow repeatedly stabs me over and over. Ikana! Ikana! I think I can hear Nanako's cry from far away. Holy shit. Darn, I guess I was wrong. My reasoning was wrong from the get-go. Even now, it's too late. I finally realize who the killer is. Think of Nanako as my life drains from my body. I wonder who could that be. So, who is it supposed to be? Whoa, shit. Wait, so now what do I do? Consider the points, yada wizards. You hear anything? Yep. See, narrow the list. Perhaps it doesn't mean anything. Wizard and sorcerer. I'm thinking. My next guess should be real. Wizard rings a bell? Wither Hills. A wine brand. Very popular, eh? Is that an important clue? Sorcerers, hackers, wine, the NBA. No, wait, maybe. My power deduction is correct. Who of these people is wizards? Tell me. Vincent? Not Alex, though. Abigail, Aurora. Thomas? Nah, he's dead. I'm gonna go for Vincent. Point of Vincent's name. Vincent? The butler of the mansion is wizards? Why? I don't know either. Why? Hey. Well, the people from the mansion are trying to find out what we know. And I was trapped and restrained in the basement after wizards called me. So wizards could be someone from the mansion. I guess so, but using a listening device would have been much easier. Well, it is a bit strange. He definitely would be doing things the hard way. Any other possibilities? If wizards were someone else, who would they most likely be? Well, it's not you. Think again, and this time use your brain. Are you sure you're cut out for this job? If the name came from Wither Hills, white wine, could Jacob be wizards? Hey, I just did that though. But since Jacob has such eclectic taste, it is unlikely that he chose such cheap wine as his call sign. Does it sound reasonable? It's like a likely theory. Why did you ask him directly? You're right. Try asking Jacob directly. Call Jacob's room. I think we can skip this part because we've already seen this. Doesn't pick up me. Yep. Going through this. Horrible things making false accusations against him. Oops. Could you open the door? No response. Bad feeling about this. God damn it. Let's be on our guard. Step back. Yep. Is it me? Huh? Did you hear something, etc.? We know this. I wonder. It's me, Alex, it's me, etc. Okay. No way. What the hell? I'm dead again. Uh-huh. Real? I point at Real's name. Real? Well, it could be possible that Real is an undercover investigator. Real may very well be wizards. Given the circumstances and the content of the conversation, it's unlikely that you, me, the people from the mansion, Thomas or Aurora are wizards. Well, that's true. I'd lose respect for you if you chose those people. No, I would think you would have brain damage. Now, considering the loud scream I just made, that leaves me to exclude one more person. Yeah, what was that all about? A loud voice. Everyone can hear. A loud voice that comes from a room on the first floor can't be heard by the people on the second floor. On the other hand, everyone on the first floor can hear it, but I could not hear my scream on the other end of the telephone. Which means Alex, who is also on the first floor, can't be wizards. Yeah, so only the ones remain are Akira, Giselle, Riel, and Jacob. Of course, he can't be Akira either. First time wizards called me, she was in the bathroom with you, so she couldn't have called me. Ah, you mean when that hentai pervert was peeking at us? She was in the bathroom with me, so Akira can't be wizards. I didn't do that on purpose. You're not going to let me forget about that anytime soon, are you? Anyway, it can't be Akira. Also, Akira said that she would go back to her room with Giselle. If Giselle and Akira were in the same room, it would have been difficult for Giselle to call me. Yeah, those two are always together, so it would be difficult for Giselle to call you for a long period of time, unless they're in cahoots, they're working together. In that case, there are two suspects left, Jacob and Riel. Jacob and Riel, could it really be Riel? Because there's no way that that alcoholic is an undercover investigator. Hey, we should let go of preconceptions. We have to consider the possibility that Jacob is wizard as well. Even so, can we narrow it down anymore? It would be better to talk to them directly. I call Riel. Do you answer? Hello? It's me, Ikeda. I'd like to talk to you. Do you have a second? Hi, Ikeda. Did you find out where that scream came from? Of course I have a moment to talk. What is this about? I would like you to come to my room, just you alone. Would that be alright? Yeah, but what's going on? Not knowing the details scares me. I'll tell you when you're here. I'd appreciate it if you would come as soon as possible. Alright. I'll be there in a bit. I'll be waiting. Accusing Riel all of a sudden is risky. What if you're wrong? In that case, I'll just apologize. Don't you feel any sense of guilt? She may become terribly upset. Ikeda, it's me. Can I come in? Yeah, please come in. The door is unlocked. Hello, Ikeda. What do you want to talk about? Also, why did you want to talk to me alone? What's going on? I wanted to ask you a few things. Riel, you're wizards, aren't you? Wizards? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're trying to say. Okay, well, I tell Riel what I've deduced. The people who I excluded and people who are unlikely to be wizards. However, I try to avoid talking about what happened with Alex as much as possible. With this information, we've narrowed down the list of people who could be wizards to two. Jacob and you. So, who of you two could wizards be? I took a close look at the name wizards. It's strange that this is the plural form of the word wizard. Perhaps his name contains important information about wizard's identity. So what could that be? Was there something that narrowed it down further? What about the Wither Hills White Wine brand? Continued Anako's muttering line of thought. Yeah, that's a possibility. It's possible that Jacob based that name on a wine brand. But Jacob is a picky guy and prefers high-end wine. He would have used the name of a more exclusive winery, not a supermarket wine. So let's look at the second possibility. The NBA team, the Washington Wizards. It's a basketball team from Washington, and I remember one of the guests talking about Washington before. Ah, that's right. Riel said that she is a physician from Washington. Exactly. Undercover investigators usually use the place they are from in their backstories to ensure there aren't any slip-ups during their mission. Because if they say the wrong things about a place they don't know, people who are familiar with the place might blow their cover. So perhaps your place of birth really is Washington. Therefore, when you tried to come up with a code name, you thought of Washington, and that name popped into your head. This means you've revealed your identity by telling me what city you're from. Hey, wait just a minute, can I say something? Even if you really believe that I'm wizards based on that information, isn't that rather flimsy proof? You can also discount the possibility that Jacob wanted to make me look suspicious. Nah, it took wizards only a second to come up with that name. Jacob couldn't have come up with that in such a short time. Even if he could have done so, why would he use the name of an NBA team? Most people wouldn't associate Washington with basketball. Also, I have conclusive evidence that proves that you are wizards. Conclusive evidence? Didn't you notice that I muted the phone for a moment when you called earlier? When I muted it, I asked Neneko to call the guest phones from Alex's room. The only phone that was in use was the one in your room. Isn't that funny? Only wizards and I were using our phones. If your phone was in use, who were you talking to? No room phones were being used except yours and mine. The phone in my room? You must be mistaken. Stop playing innocent. The gig is up. You might as well drop the act, wizards. Huh. So that's why you muted your phone. I've been played like a fool. But I remember clearly asking you to not reveal my identity. So you are wizards after all. Actually, I wasn't sure that it was you until just now. Sorry. Looks like you admitted it a little bit too soon. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Calm down and think about it. Do you really think I could have asked Neneko to go to Alex's room by herself to call all of the phones? There's no way she could have done that. Why do I feel totally useless? Why do I feel totally useless right now? But now that you mention it, I don't think I could have done that. You were bluffing, and I believed you. No do-overs, I'm afraid. I'm sorry I had to fool you. But I'm glad you've revealed your true identity. However, wizards, we have to be on equal ground. You've got to be kidding me. Fine, you've bested me. Alright, I'll talk. I'll need a stiff drink first, though. I got my hands on an excellent bottle of whiskey earlier. Let's have a glass of that. What? Slainte? I don't know. Slainte, wizards. You're bloody annoying, Seneketa. Yeah, I hear that a lot. Man, it's so awesome. Are you sure this whiskey isn't poisoned? I got this whiskey before the people from the mansion became hostile to us, so don't worry about it being poisoned. But you know, Real, you're pretty rough around the edges. Shut up, who cares about my personality? If you have something to ask me, just ask. But you should understand that there are certain things I can't tell you. About Real's background. So what organization do you belong to? CIA? MI6? As I said, there are things I can't talk about. I can't just tell you who I work for, moron. Don't worry, I understand. Alright, I won't ask again. How did you manage to get onto the guest list? You made your way onto this island by using an invitation sent to someone else, didn't you? More of those subjects I can't really talk about. But alright, yeah, my invitation was originally sent to someone named Sean Baxter. Baxter? He was knee-deep in problems, and we managed to ensnare him. We wanted to send an undercover investigator to this island, so I cut a deal with him and became his representative. He ended up being hospitalized with a sudden illness. I see. However, the people working in this mansion are quite cautious. It would be difficult to convince them that you're a relative of one of the guests. Who are you really? I wasn't lying when I told you I was a physician in Washington. Of course, I'm not doing that work anymore, and I only worked as a physician for about a year. What kind of reputation did you have as a physician? What? Why are you asking that? Nothing out of the ordinary. I see. Well, with her personality, it wouldn't surprise me if she had a bad reputation. Why am I really annoyed with you right now? About the island. Real, what do you know about this island? Sorry, but I don't know that much. Of the 3 other investigators who infiltrated this place so far, 2 have disappeared. The only one who returned was not able to discover any detailed information about this island. We found out so far, though, that this is a base for prostitution, organ trade, and some kind of weapon development. Sounds like you have more than enough information to blow the lid off this place, so why haven't you? Many well-known politicians and business people have frequented this island, so we couldn't expose the actual state of things here in the usual way. Besides, we're after this island's research and development. We're not that interested in prostitution and trade of organs. So you needed to verify the information that had been gathered so far. If your superiors discovered that this kind of biological weapon was being developed on this island, what would they do? Something smells fishy, and it's not the demon of Shironagasu Island, lol. They're hiding something, aren't they? To be honest, I have my doubts as well. Hang on, this is classified information. I can't talk about this or else I jeopardize my position. Don't worry, there's no way that information could leak out in the first place. This is only conjecture, but perhaps one of our superiors is one of the island's clients who also knew about the island's research. That's what I've been thinking. I see, in other words, this superior who's seen that research wanted to obtain the technology by any means necessary. However, if he revealed all of the details, it would be obvious that he was a client of the island's other services. So he made up stories about weapons of mass destruction so that your organization would have a reason to seize and obtain that biological weapon? It's just an educated guess, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. But if so, I'm just a pawn being used to satisfy someone else's greed. I'm really fed up. I can't understand that. Why don't you get a new job? I'm a bad guy. I can only do dirty jobs like this one. I've done too many bad things to be able to lead a normal life. Hey, if I can do it, so can you. Well, if you want to turn over a new leaf, drop by my office. We'll talk. I don't think you're keeping your hands that clean either, Ikeda. Well, I'll keep it in mind. Don't expect anything, though. About the killer. Tell me what you were doing before and after Thomas's murder. I want to hear the details. Before I went to the dining hall, I was drinking in the lounge with Jacob. Daddy couldn't keep his mouth shut after a few drinks. He was a real fountain of information. I see, you were spending time with Jacob. I thought that Jacob kept you there against your will, but it actually was the other way around. It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. He appeared to be in quite a drunken state, and I was only pretending to drink so that it wouldn't interfere with my mission. So what happened after that? Abby, the maid, told us that the food was ready, so we went to the dining hall. Did you arrive rather late? If I remember correctly, you were the last guest to arrive in the dining hall. Right, Nanako? Eek! Yeah, you're right. Come to think of it, I thought I'd quickly run back to the guest room building. I went to the bridge, but I noticed that the heavy iron door was closed. I figured that opening it would take too much time, so I just went back to the dining hall instead. I don't know if he was waiting for me or just took his time in the bathroom, but I ran into Jacob again, and we went to the dining hall together. That's it. I see, so the iron door was closed. Was there anything unusual about the corridor? Unusual? Nothing in particular. No, come to think of it, I think the iron doors were open at first. Does that mean that someone closed them? The iron doors were open? When was that? I was disgusted by Jacob's drinking, so I pretended I had to go back to my room to adjust my makeup. What time was it? It was before Abby told us about lunch, so it had to be sometime before everyone gathered in the dining hall. Sometime before everyone got together in the dining hall. So the doors were open at that time. However, when I went to the corridor later on, the doors were closed again. That seems to be the case. Someone must have lowered the doors. Someone lowered the iron doors. There must have been a reason for that. Why would anyone need to close those doors? Can I ask about your background again? Wizards is a rather strange alias. Are you a basketball fan? When I was a student, I used to play basketball, so yeah. I should have chosen a word associated with Washington. But most people would not associate wizards with Washington. Yeah, most people wouldn't. But don't forget that someone rather special made the connection. Nanako Uzumazaki, she possesses such a unique ability, yet she can't utter a single word without tripping over her tongue. What? Why are you so mean to me? However, Riel, you weren't the only guest with a medical background. Isn't it difficult to deceive others without having the knowledge of an active physician? I was planning to brush up on my studies so I wouldn't be exposed. However, knowing too much is not good either. It's easier to play the part of an ignorant little woman than that of an outstanding doctor. I see. About the island. Can you tell me more about this island? Any minor details are helpful. Anything else that comes to mind? I don't think I know anything else. No, wait, come to think of it. For some reason, the research on this island suddenly stagnated 10 years ago. Apparently, the flow of special chemicals they were using slowed to a trickle, but I don't know why. 10 years ago? Does that mean something happened at that time? Perhaps they ran out of money. No, prostitution and the organ trade continued at the same levels as before, and there were plenty of clients. It's unlikely that they ran out of money. If that's the case, then what could have slowed down the research? The disappearance of an essential element used for research, or maybe an important researcher who went missing. Is it possible that these murders are connected to that? Can the killer negotiate with the people from the mansion because they possess something that was lost, like a code? It is possible. If it would allow them to resume the research, they would definitely be interested in obtaining such a code. Maybe that's the unlock code they're after. It could be the reason why Vincent and his associates would revolt. But why was the killer able to obtain that unlock code in the first place? It remains a mystery. At any rate, I'm glad that there is a possible connection between the research on this island and the killer. This is very important. Could you tell me about your weapons and skills? I have a Glock 30 with 3 spare magazines. That's the only gun I brought with me. Close quarters, martial arts, hacking, sabotage skills, and so on. I've trained in almost everything. Looks like it could come in handy then, although you're not very well armed. Don't be silly. I plan to use a Glock 42, which has an even smaller magazine size, and I'm quite familiar with it. I didn't expect a large battle to happen and only planned on using a gun in emergencies. Unfortunately, it looks like a large battle is about to happen. I'm glad there aren't many people from this mansion, but I'm rather worried about that monster. It's a humanoid biological weapon developed for the military. I haven't had to face it myself yet. I don't think we can easily neutralize it. Nanako, what impressions did you have when you saw it? Don't remind me of that all of a sudden. Let me see, as far as I could tell, its movements seemed slow, but I can't say anything because it might not have shown its true power at that time. In other words, you know nothing, Nanako. That's pretty useless. I was in a tough spot, you know? Don't bully her like that. Anyway, if it bleeds, we can kill it. We should be prepared to fight it at any time, though. Alright, I just hope it won't come to that. That report I read was pretty scary. Are we really going to be alright? You're pretty nosy, aren't you? As I said, I'm not at liberty to tell you anything else about my background. I guess I should ask her about other things. Sorry, but that's everything I know about this island. Let me ask you something else about the killer. Did you notice anything about the causes of death or the murders of Thomas and Sir Raymond? If you're asking about my autopsies, I was taking them very seriously. I wasn't hiding anything. Thomas burned to death and Sir Raymond died of blood loss after he was tortured. Thomas burned to death where there wasn't any fire. Sir Raymond was cautious but ended up being murdered anyway. From the perspective of an undercover investigator, what do you think? Sorry, but I don't really know what to think. The way I see it, the circumstances surrounding Thomas's murder were very strange indeed. And although Sir Raymond was extremely vigilant, he was killed, but if the killer is a trained assassin, they would have overpowered him with ease. Sir Raymond probably had a gun or some kind of communication device. I don't think he would have had any time to use any of them, though. One more thing, Real. Did you hear any strange moaning after you arrived at the island and were escorted to your room? A strange moaning? Yeah, I think I did. It sounded like the useless screaming of a half-witted girl. Grrr. I forgot about her screams. Did you hear anything else? A man's groan, for example? A man's groans? No, I don't think I did, but is this connected to any of the murders? I'm only guessing here, but I think that Sir Raymond was captured and killed around the same time we were shown to our rooms. He was tied up and drugged after that. All the killer had to do was torture and kill him. The killer seems to have harbored quite a grudge against him. But was he tortured in the same room where we found his body? I wonder. Even if the killer was a professional, I don't think Sir Raymond would fall into such an obvious trap. If you were Sir Raymond, what would catch you off guard? Someone who wasn't supposed to be there. That could have caught him by surprise. I see, someone who should not have been there. Who could the killer be? My guess would be that it is a trained assassin. That's all I have to say about that. Have you heard enough? Real, would you happen to know a girl called Aurora? Aurora? Who's that? What does she look like? She's blonde with blue eyes and wears a big blue ribbon in her hair. There's someone on this island who looks like that? I don't remember seeing her, but would she ever survive what they did to the girls in this mansion? Well, if you don't know about her, forget about it. Huh? Perhaps you shouldn't ask Real about Aurora. Real doesn't know about her either. She was a virtual character created by that computer. It's only natural that none of the other guests don't know about her. But why did Alex react like that when I mentioned her name? I wonder. Never mind. I want to ask you one last thing. I find it hard to believe that an undercover investigator like you doesn't have a way to get in touch with the outside world. Are you hiding anything? All communications from the island are monitored, and they've also set up several jammers. It's not possible to contact the outside world with regular communication equipment. So what you're saying is that it is possible with special equipment. Well, I have an optical wireless communication device. It can communicate directly with satellites by using a high-power laser. This will avoid any jammers on the island, and there's no way the communications can be intercepted. But this device has a major drawback. It can't be used if there's too much cloud cover. Not bad for a stupid little girl. Exactly, it's not a big deal in a normal area, but in Illusion it's a problem. There is cloud cover all year round, so it can't be used to communicate often. Since we arrived on this island, I haven't been able to use it even once. And even then the beam needs to be focused precisely, making it very difficult to use. Still, good to have it in case of an emergency. Yeah, it would be really nice to not be dead by then. Also, without conclusive evidence that those weapons are being developed here, nobody will be coming for us. The risk is too high. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So, Ikeda, do you really think we can survive this? Judging from the cold-blooded ways each of the dead has been murdered, we're dealing with a professional assassin. Oh, and let's not forget about the creature. Hey, I'm doing everything I can, and if things really go south, we could always try the healing power of prayer. Stop joking around. What good would prayer do? I've seen enough darkness and evil in my life. If there was a God, this world would be a little bit less wretched. And if God does exist, He doesn't get involved in anything, so He might as well just not exist. So I don't pray to God. I know I'm the only one looking out for myself. Welcome to the wonderful world of sarcasm. I don't mean everything I say so literally, you know. She reminds me of someone. Come to think of it, your office is in New York, isn't it? Can you see the Manhattan skyline from there? What's this all of a sudden? Yeah, my office is a great night view of it. Ikeda, if you don't stop lying, the demon will rip your tongue out. Actually, I'm betting the truth a little bit, but I do know a few places from where you can see the skyline at night. I see. The Manhattan skyline. I've never seen it with my own eyes. If I die but you make it out of here, please scatter my ashes there. I don't have any friends or family. I'd rather be put to rest there than 6 feet under. Enough gloomy talk. Also, you can't see the skyline if all that's left of you are some ashes. Come to New York in one piece instead. I don't want to carry around your urn. I don't think all of us will be getting off this island alive. It's alright. If you die and I survive, I'll scatter your ashes on East River. That's very kind of you, but we're all getting out of here alive. We can have breakfast in Manhattan, hamburgers for lunch, dinner in Brooklyn at night, and finally, drinks at a bar. And the East River won't have to be polluted with any kind of our ashes. I guess it's something to look forward to. I might have had a little bit too much to drink. I'll sober up in my room and come back a little later. Do not reveal my identity to anyone, okay? Of course, don't need to tell me. We'll just pretend that things are the same as before. Don't worry. Actually, I'm more worried about that gloomy girl. Don't worry about her. Nanako doesn't even possess the communication skills that would allow her to talk about that. You stop insulting me. But come to think of it, you're probably right. I'll see you later. Awesome, we did it. At least we discovered her real identity. Alright, fellas, so we know who Wizards is, so we have to stop it here, yeah. Because I have to prepare for work, so this is Return to Shironagasu Island. Huh, so Real was Wizards all along. I forgot about her city, where she came from, Washington. Nice. If you want to try the game for yourselves, the links are in the description. I wonder who the killer is. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves.